Could you use a quick tip daily? How about a tip that can impact your day? My name is Raphael. Join me as I bring you tips by experts around the world. These experts have shared their knowledge and wisdom with me and will directly share them with you. Make sure to subscribe, like, follow, and comment, and I would love for you to become part of the New Tip Daily community. Good morning. What is it? Wednesday. Yes, it's Wednesday. Happy hump day. Wow. Time flies when you're having fun and when you can eat anything you want. But should you? So today's question is what to eat. What should you eat? That's a decision that we need to make on a daily basis. I visited my brother on Sunday at the hospital. He had an operation where he's going to have to be restricted for the rest of his life on how he eats. And it was a very tough operation for him. But it gave me thought. What if I have zero restrictions on what I can eat? I've taken care of my body my whole life, but sometimes it's not. Your body reacts differently to different things, or your body just shuts down certain parts. We have different organs, and they may have an expiration date before we expire, if you will. And if we had to change our food intake or we die, how would we react? So consider we have choices every day. What do you eat when you first wake up in the morning? What do you eat in the middle of the day? What do you eat towards evening when your hunger starts to set in? When we're going from a full belly to an empty belly. How do we make the choices that benefit us? If you considered yourself as a high-end automobile, you know you're only going to put the best quality fuel in it. But we don't consider ourselves like that. We probably take better care, those of you who are car aficionados, you probably take much better care of your car than you do of your body. And why is that? You can get another car. You can get another body. Not yet, anyway. Consider what you eat as a fundamental ingredient to the livelihood that you can have. Not just for today, but 20, 30, 40 years from today. How will you be living your life based on your food decisions today? Today, what are you going to eat? What are you going to eat today? What are you going to have for breakfast, for lunch, for dinner, snacks? Do you have to have dessert every time you go to a restaurant because they offer it, because it looks so yummy? And you're sitting at your table and you look over there to the left or you look to the right and you go, wow, that looks really good. What is that they're having? Oh, look at that there. And then maybe you're watching television and there's a commercial that comes on for some sort of food and you're like, oh man, I want some of that. Or you see somebody drinking something, you're like, oh, I want that drink. And it's because maybe you're hungry. You could be hungry. Or you eat with your eyes because your eyes say, must be delicious. So, what to eat? That is a question that we need to ponder. What if you had your own personal chef? You still need to make the decision as to what you're going to eat, because you have to tell the chef. I mean, if you go, hey, cook whatever you want, I'll eat it. That's easy. You just go into you sit down and they bring you food. But what if it's not something you wanted that day? What if you were in the mood for steak, yet they brought you fish or chicken or salad? And you're like, oh, no, I wanted something else. So you still need to have that decision of what is it that you're going to be eating. So what to eat? Even if you did have your own personal chef, you have to let them know what your tastes are like. If you like a lot of spices, not so spicy, a little bit more bland, more sweet, more tart, whatever it is, you still have to give them your idea. But guess what? Every day we wake up with different desires. So if you have a chef, you say, hey, I want you to make me this type of meal. I want you to make, so you still have to make that decision. And if you don't have a chef, you have to make a decision what's even in your refrigerator. Or do you cook? What do you cook? Maybe you don't cook a certain type of food, but you want to have that food every so often. That's the decisions we need to make. Is that food? So one of the things I like to ask my food is that food going to, how's that food going to affect my body? Is it going to make me tired? Is it going to make me bloated? Is it going to make me feel happy? Foods can also make you emotional because you can have a happy or yes, your desires are met. You're saturated, and think about you're delighted, you're enthusiastic about eating a certain food. And maybe it looks so good, and then you taste it. It's like, oh, that's not what I wanted. What to eat? How do we navigate that? What if here's one thing that you can do. There's a commercial that I've seen. I don't have TV, but I do stream. And lately, I've seen a commercial for, I think it's a supermarket when I stream. And the commercial shows people eating stuff as they're going down the aisles, they're opening a package, they're eating it because they're hungry. And meanwhile, they're so hungry, they grab food they've never even thought about. And one of the things is the woman grabs something that's spicy and she goes, oh, looks so good. And then the commentator goes, but you don't like spicy. And then the woman goes, maybe today I do. So I don't suggest you go shopping when you're hungry. Go when you are full or you're satisfied, because then you can make wiser decisions. If you want to shop healthy, don't go down the middle aisles. That's where all the junk is. You shop on the outside aisles. And if there's specific things, you go down that aisle. You don't need to go down the cookie aisle or the soda aisle or the chip aisle. You don't need to. You choose to. You choose to. Or the canned goods aisle. You don't need to get canned food because that's not good for you. Processed foods, it's not good for you. But you choose. So choose wisely, my friends. When you choose what you're going to eat, consider long-term effects of that food in your body. When you choose what restaurant you're going to eat at, what are the effects, the long-term effects, or even the immediate effects? Some restaurants, they don't charge a lot. Some charge way too much. Some give you large portions, some give you small portions. So you have to make those decisions, what to eat and how will it nourish you. If you were a high-end car, what kind of fuel would you put in it? You're high-end. What kind of fuel are you putting in you? Consider that the next time you wait for the last minute to make a decision as to what to eat. A lot of the times when I travel, and I travel quite often, I make smart decisions about the food I'm going to consume. A lot of the times I will, if I don't Uber, I get a car and I go to the supermarket and I buy fruits and vegetables and I bring them back to my hotel room, whether they have a refrigerator or not. I bring it back. I know next week I'm going to be driving to an event. It's about a 4-hour drive. I'm going to be bringing a cooler, not for the drive, but when I get there, so I can have fresh fruits and vegetables, because that's what I'm going to buy before I go on my trip. So I will have bananas, apples, peaches, plums, tomatoes, broccoli, all those things that are going to help me have a great experience. Yeah, don't get me wrong. I'm going to be at a venue where I'm going to be with other people. So I will go out and eat with them. But do I want to choose to have all the foods that are not going to sit well with me? No, I will choose what foods go in my body so that I feel good, so that I live the life I want to live. I consider every time I sit at a table, have food in front of me, I always consider this one question. How is this food going to impact my life? Think about it. Think about it next time you sit down for a meal. Is it fast food? Do you even know how it was made? I'm going to tell you this really quick. I had a friend of mine who had a burger and she did it. And it was going on almost 14 months. She got it from McDonald's and the thing was still pristine. And then on the news, I was driving. I listened to the news for 6 minutes and that's it. I shut it off. And somebody did somebody on socials, they did a test. They bought a burger, a hamburger, and fries from McDonald's. And there was already a year and 3 weeks, and the thing looked pristine. Even the lettuce looked amazing. The bread, nothing turned bad, including the lettuce. So can you imagine what they're spraying it with in order for that lettuce to stay fresh for over a year? Wow, that's crazy. It's crazy. So do you know what you're ingesting? This is why I prefer to cook at home. And the best restaurant I've ever been to is the one in my home. That's the #1 restaurant. I love it. And I eat there as much as I possibly can. Thank you for joining me today. I appreciate you. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Have yourself an exceptional rest of the day. Take care.